computer. Hey guys, welcome back to Sip, Savor, and Celebrate. I'm Chris.
And I'm Devin.
And we've got another awesome guest today. We've got Rico from Bajarriba. Please, Rico, educate us on the tequila. What brought you and your friends, Jake, my goodness, he's a blast to talk to online. What brought you guys over to saying, hey, let's make a tequila, you know?
Well, Jay and I and Mike Miguel, the other founder, we all met in Cabo about 20 years ago. I was on a book tour with My Bad Tequila, and they both had bars. Jay had Cabo Lounge, and Mike had Miguel Locals. And I did book signings in both their bars. They already knew each other because back 20 years ago, Cabo was a lot smaller place than it is, today. And then with both of them being in the bar industry, so we became friends. And anyway, both Jay and Mike have since moved here to Arizona. So all three of us live here in Arizona, and got together. And Mike had a great idea. He goes, "Hey, what about this doing the shape of the Baja Peninsula upside down?" And
I was gonna wonder how that came. That makes so much more
really
sense
cool.
now.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? When I first saw this in the rounds on the internet, I really thought, I'm like, is that supposed to be like a god? Is this an island? I didn't quite get it at first, but now you know what? I'm an idiot because now it makes so much more sense. I got to ask you another question because, I just saw your amazing trip down to Cabo again and made me jealous because, what was it, 4 years ago we were in Cabo ourselves?
Yeah, we were there 4 years ago.
Had to go to Cabo Wabo,
Right on.
of course. But I noticed that the distillery that you guys chose is the good Cabo, not the new garbage Cabo Wabo, but the old Cabo Wabo. I see that you're at the same distillery that he was. And I noticed that Sammy Hagar, Guy Fieri, he just went back to that one. So you guys are all
that's
the
right.
same. Yep, And another one of my favorite tequilas that are made from there is Papa Bruno. I'm saying it wrong, but I want to say Bruno, but there's no R. It's another one of my favorite tequilas that's out of there, but absolutely great juice. But yours, I'm intrigued because, of course, the story. You just mentioned that
and he just mentioned it was a set of trio, so that is what forms their name of Tres Cabo Amigos. So three amigos from Cabo.
That right. Yep, that's our the company name that I came up with when I formed the LLC.
Okay.
And so anyway, Mike came to me with this idea, and I said, "Yeah, I think we'll do it." My wife is a graphic artist, so talked to her, and I went back down to Cabo, and there's a good friend that we have. He's an artist, Sylvester Montreal, and Mike Hill knows him as well, and he's like he's an artist but a genius. So he made us a paper macrame of what he thought was close to 750 milliliters.
Right.
And he was real close. So I brought that back to my wife back here, and then she started working on it with her on the computer. And she's very good at what she does. She's done every cover of Robert Redford's Sundance catalog for 25 years.
Awesome. So, before we get into the tasting of the tequila, you did mention that you wrote a book there. Was it just, how many books have you written?
I've got 10 published books, and I'm working on another 4 this time.
You do 4 books at once? Holy that's impressive.
Well, I look at it like, when you're going to school or college, you've got 7 subjects you're studying usually. And so you take time away from all of them. So that's kind of what I do.
Now, are all your books tequila based or?
Well, My Bad Tequila was my first one, and it's 80% true, 20%. I can't remember what the frick happened because of all the tequila.
Okay,
And
okay.
it spans 50 years of horrible decisions. But now I'm drinking good tequila.
I am
So I'm
too.
making better decisions.
Well, tell us about the tequila. How is it made? I know where it's made, but on TMM is usually where I go to make sure that before I buy, I like to make sure that the scores are at least above 80 or 80 and above because I've had so many bad experiences with some really bad tequila, and I don't ever want to go back. I've had so much good stuff. I just don't want to go back. But
And for our viewers, this is coming out of NOM 1107.
Yes.
Is
Yep.
where, Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar are now. It's the old Cabo Wabo. So, great information for our viewers there.
oh my God, that smells amazing.
I know, it's just sitting there and I'm like, wow, that is very fresh and agave forward.
It's very fragrant.
What did you guys pour? Was it? I wasn't watching. Are
We
you
got
doing
the-
the Reposado or the Plata?
The
The
Plata.
Plata.
We
The
got the
silver?
plata first. We
Okay.
just kind of we usually like to start from the base. We want to see what you're working with before you age it, before you change the flavors of the original. So
Right.
I'm more of I started by going with reposados and aged tequilas like añejos, coming from the whiskey bourbon type spirits at first. But as I've gotten more into this, I've really become more and more a tequila fan.
Blanco.
And a Blanco, to be specific, on the tequila. Sorry about that. Now, are you sourcing the agaves from the highlands or the valley or?
Yes. Well, El Vejito is based out of a small little town, a Totonilco El Alto, 7,000 feet. It's in the highlands. It's about 60 miles east of Guadalajara, about 100
Okay.
kilometers, 60 miles. High, rich, dark lava soil. We use deep well water.
Okay.
The pinas are grown there by the Nunez family, and they just celebrated 86 years in the business.
Wow.
Now,
Juan Nunez is third generation,
Okay.
and
How
his.
ripe are
Well,
you?
go ahead.
How long are you letting the pinas grow? Are you what age are they?
On average, 8 years.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
they're very mature. Yeah. Uh, Juan Nunez is a purist, naturalist, believes in the old way of doing it. They're cooked in the old Hornos ovens, the
Okay,
brick
good.
ovens,
Good.
and deep well water. They actually have two wells on site, and it's kind of interesting because the distillery itself, on one side of the road is Don Julio and his plantation stuff, and then to the let's see, it would be a little bit to the east of him is the Patron plantation, and in uh, Siete Lagunas is just down the road as well. So
I like that one out of the other two choices that you gave me. I prefer
yeah.
Oh, well, they've kind of gone, and that's kind of the reason why I asked you how long you let. I just wanted to see before you let it, of course. But see, like Don Julio and Patron, because they've gotten so big that they've gone to resourcing their pinas at literally 3 to 5 years, and now because they've gone with such unripe product, they have to add additives into their tequila to try and make it okay. And when somebody like us, when we start drinking quite a bit of tequila here and there, and we know what good tequila is supposed to taste like, you're like, there's something wrong here. This doesn't taste right. There's an afterburn, or this shouldn't be like that. You know, like this
Horrible
smells
sweetness.
amazing.
Yeah, this is got
You
a
know,
beautiful
this
nose.
has got an amazing nose on it. I'm getting beautiful cooked agave. I'm getting like a little bit of mint and some citrus. That's what I'm getting on the nose.
Yeah, very fresh and light. It's not something heavy either. So
Right, right. What are you getting on the nose?
as I said, the agave
Oh, okay.
very bright and that citrus.
It's late at night where, you know, it's getting close to bedtime for us. You're just
Saying,
getting
drink me, drink me.
I want to.
Here we go, guys.
Salud.
Salute.
So I get anise on mine. I get that anise flavoring up front, not flavoring, I apologize, but on the palate. Um, Followed by a slight pepper. And then I get the cooked agave at the end of that. Maybe a little honey. I don't, just a slit.
Because I'm over here on a whole different train, and I get the agave right up forward. Get like a little pear or a very sweet citrus, followed by there's a hint of sweetness in there, and then it kind of just mellows right out and just kind of turns into like baking spices as it sits on the palate.
Yeah, and I taste a little bit of a hint of grapefruit.
Okay.
A little bit.
There's the citrus. Yep, that's what I would put it.
Yeah, that would be the citrus for me. However,
Yeah.
on the sweetness, I'm going down the path of honey. Honey first, the one thing to me is anise, and then everything else follows underneath. This is a wonderful sipper. You know, I had nothing to go on because it's just like, you know, just coming out. But I love the
Right.
party scene that you guys are having on a lot of your socials.
But keep in mind, you know, this is our second new contender to the market, is what we're gonna call it. And
Well,
the
I mean-
last one was just as amazing for being a new guy with no
True.
reviews through TMM.
Right.
And this one, so far, I have nothing bad to say about it.
No.
So far you've knocked it out of the park. Like I said, that nose is amazing, and your train is significantly different than mine, but still a train I would ride all day. Because yeah, it is just that easy. And you know, and this, if you decided to take it into a mixed drink, I think would be beautiful in, you know, some of those that are out there, whether it be, you know, a ranch water, just, you know, add a little bit of lime to it to, you know, bring out some of, you know, those already great flavors we're getting.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Gonna rinse my palate before we go into the repo. Now, how do you age your repo? Or first, before, is it completely never sees a barrel, or do you?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Never seen a barrel. And absolutely no additives at all. In fact, we're in the process of getting certified. And as you know, Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri's Santofinos has already been certified, and then so is Yankee Bandito out of that same distillery.
Yep, I saw that Tequila Hombre just did a review of the Bandinos, and he had pretty good words to say about them as well. I watched the video, the interview of Sammy Hagar talking about the new tequila, and he's talking how he went back to the other guy, and that this guy, the distiller, is very, very eccentric, to say the least. He's like, additives? What are you talking about? There's just no thing. You know, it was kind of hilarious to hear them talk about the gentleman there, just kind of like a matter of fact. Well, that's not even a thing. You know, why would you ask if there's additives type thing? You know.
Yeah, and then our stories on the back. There's no stickers. In fact, we've had the even the barcode, the SKU code is painted on there.
Okay.
Oh,
this is all.
Yeah, so it's a very light straw.
So light straw. We have the lights off because everything else just drowns out when we have the
Right.
when we for some reason with the Zoom meetings it always drowns like faces and everything else. Like, see, you can't even see this right now because of that.
Right.
But
Oh, there it's really good. But yeah,
hey,
you guys look terrific on there. It's like wood really
try
comes out on the bar and
it.
This
Well,
is we've only done a
uh,
couple episodes. We figured it out.
we've been
Which,
having so
guys,
much
I
fun.
do want to take a
Oh,
moment. We
yes.
are kind of into our recording a little bit, but we are enjoying our episode. But please go ahead, share us with your friends, like, subscribe, post it on your socials. Not only us, but also, these guys as well, because they are really new to the tequila market. But so far, it is definitely a recommendation. We've got one to go, and you know what they say: 1 out of 3 is what wins you over. So you're already at 1. Are you gonna go for the knockout with 2?
well, I'll give you a little secret. All I'm drinking tonight is Reposado. So you guys are in for a treat.
Oh, good. I'm hoping.
But yeah, we just won Bottle of the Year by Tequila Aficionado. And it was announced the 1st of December when we sold our first bottle of tequila.
Okay.
And then we were a finalist for both our Reposado and our Plata for tequilas of the year. We were for Brand the Promise, we were a finalist.
Well,
And I was
she's
very
gotta be happy
disappointed we
with her
didn't
idea.
win, but there's a lot of good tequilas out there.
She's got to be
Salute,
excited about
amigos.
her things.
Salute.
Salute.
Now, are you aging this in used barrels or?
In the white oak whiskey barrels,
Okay.
4 months. And
Okay.
to me, it tastes longer than 4 months, but 4 months is where it's at.
Okay.
Okay.
And that might explain the
Correct.
light color.
Yes.
So it kind of
And on the
made.
nose, that oak is almost non-existent to me. You get a lot of your Blanco shining through, as you should, because the Blanco is good. But
So you know what this is making me think of? Another rock star right now is that we just did a review of it over the weekend of Don Vicente. If you haven't had that, I'm sorry. I know you love your stuff, but that
I like trying other things too. Yeah.
holy cow, that stuff is so awesome. But yes, I agree. It's kind of like the Blanco, but softened.
I agree. Yep, and
That's
much
where I'm
more powdery, as you would
That's
call it.
exactly what I was going with, but I didn't want to say it again because I always say that. And so, like, yes, it kind of softened it out, made it a little bit more powdery. Like, and I say powdery, like not exactly baby powder, but you know how it kind of like rounds out like the softness, and it's not edgy. This one I feel is perfect for because I'm a Blanco guy, so I'm loving the Blanco, but
Yeah, it's one of the very few Blancos that I can sip because I'm not really a Blanco guy, but I can sip our Plata.
I do love the Plata, and the Repo's really good. I think I'm more of a Plata fan in this one out of these two. This
I think
good.
this really amplifies that grapefruit that's in there. I am gonna say I wish there was a little bit more of an oak to it.
I would agree.
Because I think that would give you a rounder body. Because I get the grapefruit, I get a lot of mint. But to me, the agave kind of gets lost. So I think if you had just a little bit of more barrel time, to round out that, I think that would
As it
be
sits,
where
it's
it's at.
good.
Absolutely.
Trust me. We're cutting hairs right now because we've had so many. I've probably got at least 600 bottles of just tequila here. You know, I'm a little obsessed. I'm a little obsessed. This is just one of 4, okay? Or 3 or 4, I guess. Either way, really good juice. I can't thank you enough for coming on. I know you're a busy person. You got, for God's sakes, you're writing 4 books at one time. You know, you're you've
Oh,
got
I've really slowed down on my book writing since I got
okay.
into this tequila drinking. I actually have my PhD in tequila. So I
Oh,
always tell people I wasn't drinking, I was studying.
there you go.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I will give you the 2 for 2 knockout because it is really good.
Thank you.
Like I said,
Gracias.
it does get it. That one amplifies those citruses in there.
Mhm.
And your Blanco just stands so well on its own. So
That's my number one. This is really good. This is really good. Like I said, I would put this over anything that you ever find anywhere at any bar.
but that would be an easy transition for a new tequila person coming in because
Yes.
that one doesn't have your bourbon bite that
Yeah,
you
that's
always
true.
talk about.
That is
It's
true.
nice and smooth. It's nice and well rounded. You're getting everything in that mouthful.
Yeah.
So that would be a great transition for someone looking
Sure.
to try a really good tequila. On the market, you said these are what, $100 a piece?
Yeah. So this one is $104, and this one was $109 at Old Town. That's where I bought them.
Yeah.
They're not cheap,
No,
but
we wanted to have
at
a
the
great
bottom.
bottle and a great tequila.
Yes, it
We
is
didn't want to cut
great.
corners.
Absolutely.
Thank you, son.
So that is
It's still not a $200 bottle of Cascui.
right.
I got a Blanco that I spent $200 on.
Oh
um,
my goodness.
yeah, but don't get me wrong. It's one of those collector things. It's a Blanco that they only make so many of. So if you get a chance to have one, you're blessed to have it, type thing.
Right.
But it's a wonderful thing. Either way, these are really good tequilas. We're here about you, and I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with us. Let everybody know. I'm definitely going to be going on TMM and putting my review on and making my tasting notes and everything like that. So hopefully more people out there, go ahead, get on TMM, give more reviews to these folks. They're really fun. I love following you again on Facebook, and you're in well, Jay I know is he's in a lot of the tequila platforms that I'm in, and I'm like, well, there's Jay again. And then that's how I saw you guys just went to Cabo just last weekend. It was last weekend, right? Yeah. You guys
Yes.
over
Yep.
there.
Yeah, we just actually got back on Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went down for a photo shoot because we have a new Trace Amigo. Mike went ahead and sold out. Lives up Payson to another guy that lives here in the Phoenix Cave Creek area. So
Okay. Okay.
so we have a new, and luckily his initial starts with an M. So
Well, this
how
works.
lucky
This
can you
works.
get? Yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
Now, are
Yeah.
you planning on doing an anejo or aging
Yes.
or repo? Okay.
Thank you for asking that. Yes. We're actually in it about 20 months already. So we're thinking about going 2 years with it
Okay.
now. So in fact, we have 2 barrels that we're aging, and we're gonna probably have one bottled, and then maybe we'll go an extra and Yale on the other one, or wait a little longer. But I'm probably going to buy half of our 200 bottles or whatever we get out, because I love good añejo, and I just know this
Right.
is going to taste absolutely incredible, being close to 24 months.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
we look forward to that. So keep us in mind that when you do release those, make sure you let Sip, Savor, and Celebrate know, because
Yes,
we
please.
want to get one of those first bottles.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if you guys will send me an email on your shirt sizes, if you'd like a shirt, I'd
Yeah.
love
Oh,
to send
We
you a
would love
shirt.
that. We would love that. I've got your email and your text, so I definitely hit you up. Until then, remember to always
Sip, savor, and celebrate.
Bajarriba.
Bajarriba, sip, savor, and celebrate.
There you go.
We have our little thing, sip out of Cabo is our little
What is it?
tagline, and sip out of Cabo because you're sipping out of Cabo there.
Oh, no way. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
if you ever go down to Baja, you have a map. Just take your bottle of tequila with you.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
We
You
are
might or
planning-
might not get lost.
We are planning our trip to Jalisco in November, so we've already talked to some phenomenal people behind the scenes who have set us up with phenomenal meet and greets. We've been promised lots of amazing food that that they have all said, come on down, we'll take you around, we'll get you an authentic meal. So we are super excited for
That's
all
right.
that. It is all still in the
So
works.
we're going to be close to your distillery. We're going to be going over to the Vivanco family. I do believe they're a little bit further to the east of you, if I'm
Oh,
correct.
okay.
But yeah, they're
Well,
up in the Highlands.
If you guys have time and you want to stop at El Vejito, let me know and I'll try to get it set up for you
Yeah,
both.
we would love that. I'll hit you up afterwards. Well, thank
Okay,
you.
super.
Have a great day and salud.